Good morning, millennials.
Welcome back to The Toast, and happy Friday that genuinely, if you are of the Jewish faith, feels nothing like a fucking Friday.
It definitely feels like a Thursday because
it feels like a Monday.
We're all over the place. Like, we're going into the weekend, yes, technically, but we are going into
the hardest day of the year.
I'm actually headed out of town for the weekend. We were supposed to leave town yesterday, but our plans got changed because of Milton Tings. So we're leaving town today. So it's very Thursday today, meaning I couldn't tell you what day it is.
How are you looking at this fast? Like, are you feeling like you're going to crush it? Are you feeling like it's not your year?
No, I know that I'm going to do what I have to do. But I also know that it's going to leave me with a migraine for 2 days. And I'm going into the fast with a bit of a migraine. So it's not looking good for your girl. And I'm getting on a plane, not good for the grain. It's going to be a rough 72 hours.
It is. I'm feeling like definitely weak. I'm not feeling like my toughest, like my mental fortitude is on point. Like I'll be able to just like walk. Because, I got to walk in the streets. I walk past, bagel stores, Chinese food restaurants, carts on the street. And I'm feeling just like weak of mind.
Well, I have to like make food for the boys. Like I'm going to be surrounded by food all day because they don't have to fast. Like I have to make breakfast, lunch, dinner.
That's crazy.
Snacks.
That's really crazy.
Yeah. So I think it's good, though, to go into it weak of mind because then you'll really embody the spirit of the day. Like to come in like guns blazing, it's like that's not what this is about. Like we're not meant to feel our best.
We're supposed to be like coming in humble, hat in hand.
Hat in hand, like asking for forgiveness. Tuah, please.
Even though I'm really not sorry, like dead ass.
I did forget a lot over the last 10 days that these were an important 10 days.
Yeah, these are like the 10 days between the two most important Jewish holidays.
Judges you.
He's watching.
He's
watching. You need to be on your best behavior.
But every time I remembered, I was like, no, I think I was good. I think I was good.
Yeah, it wasn't top of mind for me either.
I was like too busy to be acting out.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I mean, I didn't kill anyone, So that's good.
But like, what was in your heart, Turdy?
What was in my heart these last 10 days? Like, honestly, the toast and my family. Like, I think that's what God wants. Like, work hard, play hard.
Yeah. So tomorrow is the big day. We will see you on the other side of that.
Good luck to everyone participating.
Yeah. And just know, like, your girls are fasting.
Yeah, like while you're, soaking up whatever Saturday awesomeness, drinking awesome shooters even with your awesome friends.
A cold glass of tea sounds amazing at 3 o'clock on Yom Kippur.
Anything sounds amazing.
Cold glass of water.
With like a lemon wedge.
Tasty.
I also hit up speaking of Judaism, big news in the community. I know I've been telling you guys when the kosher grocer opened, like the landscape of my local Jewish community was ever shifted. Well, like last week, a new kosher spot for dinner opened up. Now, it's not new because like it exists downtown, but they opened it up an uptown version. And I went last night. It was like so premium. It was like the fanciest steakhouse I'd ever been to in my life. I had such a big meal, literally had to be rolled home. Just kind of perfect way to start Yom Kippur.
That's true.
It was really something.
Are you going to have a big meal tonight? Do you know what you're having?
I don't know what I'm having. I was talking about that with Ben this morning. That's like kind of one of the more fun parts of the holiday, like discussing what you're going to gorge.
I always botch it. Like for some reason, we're always delayed. Like we order food and it doesn't come, or I just feel like I never really got it right. Plus today is just going to be like a race to the evening. So I don't know. I don't have a good plan.
Like, because I'm always like thinking fat, I'm thinking pizza, pasta. Even though like in terms of actually staying full and sustaining like hunger, that's not helpful. Like you should really be having like meat.
The hungrier you are.
No, it's like more so about what you eat.
No, but that's also true. Like just because you eat a huge meal, like that's not going to make you not hungry.
No, of course. But like if you eat a huge meal of like crap versus a huge meal of like a ton of meat and like veggies, like you will technically stay fuller longer. But I'm not thinking with my head at this time of the day. Like
then if you eat a whole meal of carbs, you can run a marathon. Make it make sense.
That's the thing. Like it doesn't.
I feel like that's a lie that the pasta industry started. Like big pasta, pasta fuels you.
Right, you need to be fueled, right?
That feels like a lie.
Because anytime I've had pasta, like I'm not running anywhere, bitch. I'm laying down. I'm feeling the pasta like a rock in my belly.
It's giving big pasta.
Well, just leave it to us to uncover another toxic industry.
Another scandal.
Speaking of toxicity and scandals, I'm all caught up on Tell Me Lies. That's what I did yesterday. I don't know how many episodes. I was behind more than I thought I was. And then I was like overjoyed to see that the episode I was watching was the new episode. So I'm all completely caught up.
I was a little let down yesterday to find out that I was already caught up. I thought I had one more episode. I thought it came out yesterday, but it came out the night before. So it's good. I was caught up, but my recap yesterday was of everything. I want to hear your thoughts. So if you want to get into that now, before
Tell Me Lies recap starts.
Spoilers start now.
And if you're avoiding it, the timestamps will be in the description of the episode, so you can just skip right ahead. I'll tell you when it's over. So starting now. Okay. It's crazy how, for me, for so long, Lucy was the beginning and end of the show. Seriously, her scenes, I can't even watch her. I'm so intrigued with what's going on with Pippa and Brie. They are so far more interesting to me than Lucy. Lucy's predictable. We know what she's gonna do.
I feel like I used to hate Lucy so much in season 1. Seriously, the worst person I've ever known. And in this season, I actually really like her. And when she is being good and trying for redemption, I like her so, so much. Now, I'm obviously disappointed in her. However, I could see how she got to this place. Everybody is sort of splintering off and leaving her, and she has no one left. And then Steven comes and knocking. I agree. Pippa and Wrigley, that's the heart and soul of this show.
Agreed. I love Wrigley.
They are my favorites. However, Brie has lost me. Brie has crossed into sociopathic behavior. Maybe her and Lucy are perfect for each other.
Okay, so while I don't endorse everything Brie has been getting herself into,
the earrings, she seriously, you just saw the switch flipped. I'm a crazy bitch now.
And they are insinuating that years later at her wedding, she's on the phone with someone and that it's the professor, correct?
Right, which also kind of feels like they never get caught, which I would like that. I can't deal with them getting in trouble. It's
that the Christmas party scene. How dumb are you?
And I know everyone's shipping, oh, he should kiss her. But when Evan put it in plain terms, he's a 45-year-old man and she's 19 years old. That is very young. If Leo were dating a 19, would say the same thing. Plus the professor-student dynamic also changes things. But say she were a grad student, that makes it a little better. I saw someone wrote in Toast After Dark that they were a grad student and they fell in love with their professor and they're still together.
It's kosher.
To this day.
It's kosher.
So there is something very wrong with their relationship, aside from the obvious facts.
Yeah, from an ethical standpoint.
Yeah, aside from the fact that he's married, she is so young.
Yeah. But I like it too.
No, I actually really don't like it. I actually don't even think they have chemistry. And when they were sitting at the bar at that hotel and everything started to be embarrassing and icky, that was the time to part ways. You guys can't even go to a hotel bar together and have a nice time because your situation is so off.
Now, for me, I really can't watch Diana. I literally hate her so much because you want to know why? She's so smart, right? And she clearly is guided by this moral compass. That's what's really led her to her friendship with Pippa. She knows the difference between right and wrong. I think people in this show don't. And so all of that is just so incongruous with her obsession with Steven and knowing what Steven, deleting those pictures. She now knows. And her obsession with him and decision to ride for him so hard. And how dumb are you? The second your dad can't help your boyfriend is mean to you, she's smarter than that in all senses.
I've always loved Diana, and I thought I understood her, and last season she was just a totally different person than she is this season, but that's also the Steven effect, right? But I felt she was always really smart and together and saw potential in Steven and was going to lift him out of his circumstances, and that's why he was so attracted to her when he was realizing he was just fucking around with Lucy. The two of them were going nowhere and they were being losers and doing poorly in school, or I can have this bright future with Diana, and they walked down the stairs together. He was I'm choosing my future and all of this over here. I fully got it, and I shipped them as much as I could ship Steven with anyone. But then this season, and again, yes, it is the toxic relationship with Steven, but how does a girl like that know what her boyfriend did and isn't affected by it, isn't turned off by him? So now I don't understand her. And then even the way she was standing, this is why the show was so good. When she was standing when he walked into the room, she just looked so small. She looked so meek, whereas in the first season, to me, she was a giant. And now, I don't know if they changed the proportions of her clothes, but she looked just so small inside and out.
That's really funny.
Maybe I'm taking the show too seriously.
Maybe, but no, I can see what you're saying.
I'm telling you, the way she was standing, they told her to stand like that because her stance literally has changed.
Yeah, right.
You know?
I agree with you that like Wrigley and Pippa are oddly the most
endearing.
Like and like true like moral compass of the show. And that scene when he broke down like was really sad.
Yeah.
And there's just like so many lies. Like I can't even, I mean, I guess that's why it's called Tell Me Lies. Like I literally can't even keep up with it. Oh, and like when Brie pulled that earring out of her ear and like was being a dumb bitch, I like wanted to kill her. I was not expecting the teacher to show up wearing the earring. Like, what does it mean? Like, did she find it? He was like, oh, that's a gift for you.
Yeah, like I think Brie thought this was how she was going to get Oliver to herself by the wife knowing, and she found them, and Oliver was like, it's for you. And I absolutely love that.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, and Leo and Lucy broke up, which is sad because they were actually cute.
Yeah, and like, he was too good for her. Like,
yeah, and he was also good for her, but it was weird that he didn't tell her about his history with Steven.
Yes, yeah, but it's like so frustrating that all these people like know how Steven works, and they still like let him win. Like when Lydia came up to him and was like, when he came up to Lydia like in the quad and was telling her all the things Lucy had ever said about her, like they just let themselves like get caught up in it, even though they know.
Yeah, but she actually wasn't wrong for that because it's not like she's experienced Steven. So like she only knows what Lucy says, and then like how everything he said, even if he's a manipulator, how would he know a lot of that stuff? Like she obviously said some of that stuff and then he twisted it. But now I also, and I said this yesterday, like I do see the path to how Steven and Lydia get together because they're both eventually enemies of Lucy.
And I do see how like Lydia will never talk to Lucy again. Like in her mind, she falsely accused her brother of something.
Yeah. Now,
I do wonder if in real time now, everybody knows about Pippa.
I don't know. Well,
right. Only one more episode. It's kind of a short season. I think it's like 8 episodes.
Yeah. Good. Leave us wanting more. They're doing a fantastic job. It's been such a good season.
It really has. Even like post-book.
Post-book, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
We have a great show. We've got stories. We've got Queenie and Weenie. Mm-hmm. And I think for a Friday, the stories like are kind of good.
Yeah, they're really good. I'm actually really excited to talk about all of them. They're 5 strong stories, I would say. Like not one is more huge than another. So let's get into the 5 strong stories that you need to know.
And the 5 strong stories that you need to know are brought to you by Amazon Live. So for those of you who are living under a rock, Amazon Live is a shoppable video experience on Amazon where you can learn about the hottest products from influencers and creators like myself and shop while you're watching. So you'll find the beauty must-haves that you need, get ready with me demos, live try-ons of all the latest trends from the Gargy Pargy swirlies who you know and love. You can ask questions in the live chat, have fun with whoever is streaming, and if you like gossip, there's tons of it on Amazon Live. They have reality stars like Kyle Richards, Lala Kent, Paige DeSorbo. Paige DeSorbo has a brand new show on Amazon Live where she's inviting guests into her bed. Margot and I have done a ton of Amazon Lives. Cooking segments, they were really fun. Fashion segments with Satchel.
Fash with Satch,
so fun. And it's just like shoppable and it's fun and you can write in the chat. It's like really honestly a fun way if you're scrolling on your phone. It's like such a fun way to like spend an hour. So you can stream and shop my channel on Amazon Live if you go to amazon.com/live/girlwithnojob, or you can watch the best of Amazon Live on their new live TV channel on Freevee or on Prime Video under the DIY section, and you'll be able to shop along on your phone. So again, stream and shop my channel on Amazon Live. It's amazon.com/live/girlwithnojob, or you can watch and enjoy the best of Amazon Live on their new live TV channel on Freevee or Prime Video under the DIY section and shop along on your phone. You will enjoy it immensely. Today's episode is also brought to you by Chomps. Back to school means back to busy schedules. Chomps are the perfect on-the-go snack that you can always fit into the busiest of schedules. So whether that's between classes, on the way to practice, or a much-needed protein pick-me-up for parents in the pickup lane, Chomps has the protein that your body needs and the flavors that you crave. So if you're looking for a healthy snack that does not compromise on taste, say hello to Chomps. Chomps meat snacks have up to 12 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and are made with only real ingredients. So finally, it's a snack that fills you up with ingredients that you can feel good about. Chomps come in 10 delicious flavors, so there's something for everyone. They're made with only the highest quality protein like grass-fed and finished beef and antibiotic-free turkey. So the only tough choice is what flavor to try first. I feel like Chomps is very much like a cult. Everyone who's like chomping on Chomps is always talking about it. The flavors really cover a wide range of interests, so you can find something for yourself. And allegedly the kids are loving it too. It's a great snack for kids.
Yeah.
So right now, Chomps is offering 10% off your first order when you sign up for their email list. You got to go to chomps.com/toast. So again, that's chomps.com/TOAST to see all the delicious flavors and get 10% off your first order when you sign up for their email list. Chomps, CHOMPS.com/toast. Don't forget to use our link so they know that we sent you. And just good to have that like loaded up in your car or your office or your house for like that midday crash, needing like an actual snack.
Protein packed.
Protein packed. Today's episode is also brought to you by GNC, our besties at GNC. So did you guys know that the most common side effects of GLP-1 medication is, you know, if you know, you know, it's let's say it's tummy troubles. Let's say it's, you know, one day you're in and one day you're out.
Upset
it's kind of a
stomach.
It's kind of a roller coaster. So constipation, upset stomach, poor gut health, diarrhea, gas, or just like additional belly issues. Luckily, GNC has got solutions to cover all of it. So when I was on GLP-1 and then even after I was on GLP-1, like shopping at GNC was huge for me, you know, with the stomach issues, like being on a probiotic was really helpful, different supplements, fiber. Really, GNC has everything that you could possibly need for any potential side effects that you might run into, but also like digestive enzymes. That's something I had never heard of before I started shopping at GNC. Nausea is also a huge thing with GLP-1 medications, and they have great little ginger items at GNC. But then once I was done with the GLP-1 medications, then, you know, a whole host of other issues came, really with like trying to maintain my weight and stay on like a good path. And shopping at GNC, specifically their line of Total Lean products, was huge for me. You guys know I love the shakes. I feel like I talk about them all the time. We actually just got a huge delivery of shakes and bars to the studio. I keep them at the studio. I keep them at my house. I always have like a bar in my bag. Their protein bars are great. They come in really good flavors. They have a ton of protein. This one has 190 calories and 16 grams of protein. This one is a cookies and cream, right? Yeah. Cookies and cream is my favorite also of the shakes. They just like really crush it over at GNC in terms of like having everything that you can need to stay full, to stay on your journey, to like have good protein filled snacks so that by the time, you know, that hunger rolls around, you're not just like gorging on anything you could find. You have like things that are going to keep you full, but that also taste really good. So if you're fresh off of a GLP-1, make sure to hang on to your results with delicious high protein shakes and meal replacements plus 25% off. So save now on all GNC Total Lean at gnc.com/toast. Use our code TOAST25 for 25% off the whole lineup.
Thank you, Turt25.
You're welcome.
Our first story, one of our favorite social media tropes. Jessica Chastain is getting backlash after her embarrassing complaint about her JetBlue flight. So Jessica Chastain took to X to complain about a situation that she encountered on a recent JetBlue flight. She screenshotted a $15 travel credit from JetBlue and said, "Thank you at JetBlue for your $15 credit. My flight was $1,500 and the credit is 1/100th of the money I paid you. Strange that I paid that for your in-flight entertainment system that didn't work for the duration of my 6-hour flight, but I guess it was worth it for this $15 credit." And they responded saying, "We're sorry you're disappointed, Jessica. Please send us a DM so we can look into this." And then she also posted the DM that she sent.
Oh my God, I only saw the first part. She doesn't saw it.
She said the flight attendants issued the $15 for each for the TV outage because that was the issue with her flight. She said, "I understand, but I spent $1,500 on the flight and so did my husband. There should be some flight credit or something since I have a TrueBlue account and have been a loyal customer." Not the TrueBlue.
So this is a particular social media trope that gives me the ick. Like when celebrities, wealthy people use their platforms as like a customer service communication method. And like, I seriously, like it gives me the ick. This is what I think is great about like brands doing customer service on social media for regular people, right? They have a hard time, you know, you're on the phone for 3 hours trying to get in contact. So overall, like I like that brands are able to like issue customer service over social media. But to be Jessica Chastain, and by the way, when she posted this, it was like the night Milton was hitting. And I was just like, girl, read the fucking room. And I wasn't sure what she was complaining about. Because was she asking for a more significant discount or credit given the fact that her in-flight entertainment did not work, or she was just sharing that her in-flight entertainment didn't work and something else happened?
No, I think it was her in-flight entertainment didn't work. She paid that much for the ticket. It was a 6-hour flight, and they only gave her $15 because her TV didn't work. Like, I agree with you. It's a good practice in general, and sometimes celebrities do use it, but they've had a crazy experience, right? Their flight turned around mid-flight, you know, whatever.
Even then, I don't care.
Your TV didn't work? Pick up a book. And like, what more should I feel like when you go on a plane, like, you know, there's a chance that like your TV might not work, and it's so annoying, but like they'll give you a little credit, but like really, what can they do? You're flying through the air, so like the television, they can't fix the television.
No. Let me say, a television not working like is a huge inconvenience. Like, beyond.
What do you think you deserve for that?
Like, I feel like if that was the case on Delta, they give you like 5,000 or 10,000 miles. Like, that I feel is like significant enough to like stave me off.
And what does 5,000, 10,000 miles convert to in dollars?
Like $50, I think.
Okay, so she got 15. So it's a difference of $35.
The thing is, I am not going to go back and forth with you on whether I think this was an appropriate accommodation for Miss Chastain. I am merely focused more on the lack of self-awareness that it takes to write this tweet. Like, you are a lady of a certain stature. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, it's not the best. Plus, it's not like she's like a social media swirly, like every thought on Twitter, like boppity boop bop beep. And so she's probably one of those people who has help in running her socials. So like, this is what she's getting on for.
And I don't know, I just feel like if she really wanted to get in contact with somebody at, I was going to say Dear Media, at JetBlue, like, she has different ways of like back end channels. Well,
I'm almost glad she didn't use the back end special channel for her $15 problem.
Like, the point of a flight is to get you from point A to point B, and they did that.
Yeah. Like, there are a lot of inconveniences that can happen when you're on the plane. Whether they want to be more generous in giving you something, okay, but like to take to your big platform and start complaining about the $15, hoping that, how much do you think that you should get? So it's a difference of $15, $20, like.
It's cringealicious.
It is. It really is.
I'm not a fan of the celebrities doing this, and Jessica Chastain is no exception. I have like a few like things,
especially when she paid $1,500 for the ticket. Like, I know she's saying that as some sort of flex, like we deserve more, but it's like,
right,
if you paid $1,500 for 2 tickets, like, then you're okay
for one.
No, $1,500 twice for her husband too.
You have an iPad.
No, and like, it's okay if you get the $15 instead of the $20.
No, what? So if she had been sitting in economy and her TV didn't work, like, what, she
deserves less of a credit?
Less? Like, it's really out of touch, especially given the fact, like, what do we know about Jessica Chastain? She's a famous movie star. She has a lot of money. Like, she will be okay.
Right.
I hate when celebrities do this. It is my least favorite thing on the planet. It never
really ends well. And I think maybe once in a while it does end well, where it becomes like a funny saga. And so maybe other celebrities then think, I'm going to, relate to people. Isn't it annoying when your TV doesn't work and you only get $15?
Like, even if a flight attendant, like, punched Jessica Chastain's husband in the face, like, I still don't want to hear about it. Like, for real. That's your private business. Handle it privately. It's wrong.
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll think twice next time. But I don't know. She kept posting the DMs. Like, she's all in.
She can't be deterred.
She's all in.
She's all in on JetBlue. And she's a true blue swirly.
She is. Not the true blue.
That was so funny.
Are you ready for our next story? We have a lot of content news today. So in no particular order, next story. Netflix is ordering a John Mulaney live weekly talk show in 2025.
Yes, I saw this.
So Netflix is expanding its business with comedian John Mulaney following the success of last year's live Everybody's in LA series with Mulaney. Chief Content Officer of Netflix announced that they will launch a live weekly talker with Mulaney next year. He said, I'm really excited about it. So for next year, for 2025, we're doing a variety live talk show with John Mulaney, which I'm super excited about. I mean, John Mulaney, hello. So we have a long relationship with John.
Literally me.
We have a long relationship with John, obviously, and we have done his stand-up specials, and during Netflix is a Joke Festival, he did a live talk show called Everybody's in LA. And I was there at a couple of the tapings and was just so bold and original and fresh and then unpredictable. And I think it'll be really fun to get to do a live show with him.
You know, she's speaking like in buzzwords, but she's not wrong. I like that Netflix has become like really the place for comedy, and they keep evolving. Like the new Tim Dillon show, it's like when you thought Tim Dillon was announcing something new with Netflix, you would have assumed it was another special. But no, it's like a play on like a Jerry Springer type of show. Like I like that they're doing different things with comedians besides just specials.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea and could be the start of more talk shows on Netflix, maybe even a nightly show. Like this could really change the landscape. And I think he's a perfect first person to start with.
Agreed. And I could see them like kind of eclipsing the traditional late night
because
format.
There's been a problem in late night for a while. I feel like there's all these like think pieces about it. Like, what are we doing about late night? And it's just like the Jimmys being stale.
Being Jimmy.
No one's tried something new yet. So here we go.
Yeah, but although they did do that with Chelsea, right? They had a Chelsea handler. Was it like it wasn't daily, but it was like a weekly, it was something. She had big guests, and it didn't do well.
Where?
Netflix. It was like very satirical, so it wasn't like straight interview. She was like, you know, being like a little, like loony little Chelsea. But it was canceled.
Well, try again.
Yeah, if at first you don't succeed.
Try again with John Mulaney.
Literally. And you know how I feel about John Mulaney, so that's good.
Yeah, so I'm happy for you.
This is big for the John Mulaney swirlies.
Are you ready for some more big Netflix content news? Something I'm actually really excited about.
Martha Stewart,
that I didn't know that I needed, but Martha Stewart has a documentary coming out on Netflix on October 30th. It is called Martha. Netflix just dropped the trailer for the documentary, which premieres at the end of the month, and it chronicles her rise to fame, her criminal conviction, and how she rebuilt herself after her time in prison. So in the trailer, she says, I was on top of the world. And then, of course, she was indicted on criminal charges related to the sale of the stock. So she is participating in this documentary. She's giving interviews. She's talking about her rise, the trial, her time in prison, her comeback. It looks amazing.
It does. And, you know, I had never sat down and thought like Martha Stewart should have a documentary, but she really is so impressive from a million different perspectives. Like, what if you just look at her business? And I think that like her real like rise and like her peak of like that homemaker TV era, like we kind of missed. So I don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
And then of course the whole, you know, going to prison thing. And like fun fact about Martha Stewart is like she went to prison because she refused to give up her ally. She refused to rat. So she's kind of like a gangster in that sense as well. But she literally went to prison. So looking forward to hearing about that.
And I feel like we were so young that maybe the first time we even heard Martha Stewart's name was in the course of the trial.
Yes.
But then now to see it as like, she was like picture perfect homemaker. The word they kept using was like perfect, perfect, perfect. She's literally an adjective. Like that's so Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Like, and for that person to then be on trial, like I'm sure it was a shock to the country. And then to have to come back. And she has come back and is doing like the same
bigger
but different stuff and like evolving as a woman in the industry. Also talking about like aging in the industry as a woman is impossible. And I
also
think
don't
it's
know if I
going to
knew
be
she
amazing.
I don't know if I knew she was the first self-made female billionaire. Something like that.
In the U.S., yes.
In the U.S. I don't know if I knew that.
No, I don't think I knew that either because I don't know that much about her
career
story.
I agree. And like, what is her business? Like,
then
she
or
had like
now?
this, all of it. Like, how did she become a billionaire? She has this like homemaking empire with like Martha Stewart Weddings magazine, the TV
Martha
show.
Stewart Living, the TV show. I think she
What's
had
Martha Stewart Living?
Magazine.
Okay.
I think she had product line.
Yeah, definitely products.
And then, you know, probably made some money from the insider trading.
Of course. And the TV show.
Yes, a TV show, but I don't think you become a billionaire from a TV show.
No. But it's all like the Martha ecosystem.
It's product.
It's in the product.
I think she also like media mogul, magazine, publishing mogul.
Yep, celebrity.
Consumer goods mogul.
And then I think she also, and I don't know much about it, has a deeply interesting personal life too.
Well then, yeah, there's stuff about her husband. He is no longer with us, but they talked about the fact that he had cheated on her. And then like, they were like, but didn't you cheat on him? And she was like, well, he never knew about that.
Obsessed.
Yeah, no, she's like still like gangster.
Yeah,
when she's just talking about like not trying to be.
Martha Stewart is a gangster, and that's why like everyone loves her from all different walks of life, young, old, like everybody loves Martha Stewart.
Yeah, so I think there's gonna be a lot in there. I'm 100% watching this. I know I always say like I'm open. I'll be watching this. If I don't watch it by October 31st, like someone remind me.
I'm sad.
Yeah, because yesterday I had carved out some time to watch my last episode of Tell Me Lies, and then when it wasn't there, I was all of a sudden like looking through my DVR, like What do I watch?
DVR.
Instead, I just scrolled on my phone.
Classic. What a way to waste an hour.
What do you say instead of DVR?
Well, you were talking about like your YouTube TV recordings, right?
Right. My library. Like, you guys wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Some of you haven't cut your cords yet.
I would say I'd scroll through my like recorded shows. I don't know. I wouldn't say DVR.
TiVo?
No.
TiVo
By the way, speaking
was a cultural shift.
Speaking of, yeah, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Speaking of like little mom things, I literally don't know transition. Did you see the new Tesla van? They literally made a minivan, but it's like a robot. You can't drive it. Like,
oh, what is
like
it?
a shuttle
like a
to the
taxi
airport.
Service?
Yeah, kind of.
The new robot.
I saw they had a big event last night.
I'm honestly like offended I wasn't invited.
It's so true. You are like the leading correspondent when it comes to like Elon's whereabouts.
And I feel like I am like a leading correspondent in the Tesla space for like swirlies.
Yep.
You know, how many other swirlies are doing such Tesla advocacy?
So they unveiled like a new 2-seater car, a taxi,
the
a van. The robo van, yeah.
The 20-seat autonomous
You gonna be driving your kids
passenger.
around in that?
No, watch me in a year. I think I need a robo van. Cute.
So he heard you.
Actually, wait, it does kind of look like a minivan when the door opens.
Yeah, no, it's literally like a
I
van.
don't need a 20-seater yet, but this is kind of Parge. And did you see the robot?
I did.
Like,
it's giving Ex Machina.
It is, but he's like funny, and two, his name is Optimus. He's like meant to help with household chores.
Okay, wait. Like when I saw the robot, it was definitely a girl. Like
maybe you saw a girl.
She had like a sexy like physique. She had boobs. Like,
did you hear her speak?
No, I just Ben was still asleep when I opened my phone, so I was like scrolling Twitter with no sound.
Oh well, let me know what the voice sounded like. But I can't imagine they made two different physique. Maybe
no, I just saw all the robots. Like I saw a bunch,
and
I'm
all feminine.
I automatically assumed I saw tits. Like, what are you talking about?
I do see like a slight shelf, but the voice that I heard was a man's voice, like very much a man. But I do think you could probably change the voice.
Yeah. Well, like, and that's why I also said Ex Machina, because it looks like Alicia Vikander in that movie. She had like a sexy robot.
So you think these robots are sexy?
I'm saying like they're not ugly. Like they have like a good body.
And they had good personality. Like if they want to stay at that level of not, taking over my life, I would maybe invite one into my home because it said that they're there to help with household chores, like fold my laundry.
If I'm like laying in bed and like the clicker's on the other side of the room and I could just say, hey, Roby, get in here and pass me that. But I have Ben, so like I actually don't need a robot.
Right, but Ben needs a robot.
Yes. Ben needs a robot.
Yeah.
What was the story? Oh, Martha. Yes, I agree. I'm fully sat. Like I cannot wait.
Cannot wait. See you then.
See you then.
Are you ready for our next story, number 4?
I also think Martha has like a fabulous personality that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah. I feel like people know at this point, but yeah, when she's talking in her documentary, like that's going to be fun. The story itself is fun. Like
hopefully we get like some visuals of her home. Like maybe she takes us through. I think she lives in like Massachusetts or something.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. I love that.
Are you ready for our next story?
I am.
Some kind of major news between Scooter and Taylor. Did you see that Scooter sat down for an interview and he's talking about Taylor Swift feud and his portrayal in the recent documentary that was on HBO Max, Taylor versus Scooter,
which was like not sanctioned by either party.
Right. So he actually said that he watched it recently. He said at the Bloomberg Screen Time event on Thursday, he said, I wasn't going to watch it because I just thought it was going to be like another hit piece. And I pretty much stayed quiet about this kind of stuff. And my dad called me and my mom and they were like, we just watched it. We think you should watch it. LOL. So I did, he said. He then talks about the drama. He said, look, it's 5 years later. I think it's time to move on. He claimed that there were a lot of things that were misrepresented in the doc. And he said, quote, I think it's important in any kind of conflict that people actually communicate directly with each other. I think doing it out on social media and in front of the whole world is not the place. And I think when people actually take the time to stand in front of each other, have a conversation, they usually find out the monster's not real and that hasn't happened. And that has not happened. I actually really agree with that.
Yeah, like for me, when it comes to like the Scooter and Taylor thing, like I really can't get into it anymore these days because like for so long, like Scooter's the devil, Scooter's the devil, Scooter's the devil. Now, like after October 7th, it just kind of puts things in perspective about like what's important. And like Scooter Braun, like doing what he did with Taylor's Masters, like I don't even care. Like you like advocating on behalf of the Jewish people, like to me, that's more
like
important.
nonstop bringing the Nova exhibit.
Yeah. I am
to
personally
LA.
like, look, you see me? I'm washing my hands of this saga. Like, I'm not getting involved.
No, but the concept that when two people who have an issue actually like sit down to talk about it, you actually find that, like he said, the monster's not real. Like it could be like a lot of miscommunication, or like, oh, the game of telephone was lost here. Was my intention behind this. I didn't mean it to come off like that. Like, and I agree with him that maybe if now it's too late and too much has been said, and Taylor, I don't think will ever like move on from what she thinks happened, what happened in her experience, you know,
from her POV.
But at the initial moment, like I do feel like that would have been way more productive than like everyone taking to social media.
Also, speaking of tailored, have you seen this clip going around? I think it came out like literally this morning of Travis's ex-girlfriend. Yeah. She's on Angel Reese's podcast. Angel Reese, I didn't even know she had a podcast. She's like one of the new big like WNBA stars. She like came up with Caitlin Clark. And she just like, they have this conversation that was like seriously so disrespectful. Like it was really crazy.
I actually felt like the ex was being as respectful as possible.
She was being a little delusional, but respectful.
Yeah.
And then Angel was like, I really liked you guys together. Like, okay.
You have to remember, and I feel like I just realized this, she was his girlfriend for 5 years. Like that's a very long time.
Yeah. No, and she basically said, like, you know, we're all good with one another, but we don't acknowledge each other. We don't even communicate because of Taylor. Like, we just know it would become this huge thing, and it's not. But if I said hi to him or, like, we texted him, it like, would become a big thing that it isn't. Which, by the way, you shouldn't really be communicating with your ex who's in a new relationship. Like, I don't care how long you guys dated and how, you know, well you guys ended. Like, that's disrespectful. But whatever. Her point was made, and I didn't think her point was offensive or anything.
No.
And then I just felt like Angel was, like, being, like,
yeah, she
really
was like,
liked
I loved you guys together. Like, so she's saying she doesn't like Taylor and Travis together.
Yeah, it was giving like they were better together than Taylor and Travis.
Yeah, like, no, I could hear the next song on Taylor's album, like Angels Falling.
No, literally, next thing you know, Taylor's going to the WNBA, like, Indiana game to support Caitlin Clark.
100%. She's wearing
just
her
to get back at
sneakers.
Angel Reese. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you found yourself on a list, my friend.
Yep. She's making a list.
I agreed with what the ex said. I believe her name is Kayla.
Yeah.
So yeah, what Kayla said. However, I also agree that why do you need to talk?
Communicate.
If you walked past each other in the street, yes, you should say hi. But like, when are you walking past each other in the street?
No. And I think she meant like texting and stuff. Like, you shouldn't be.
Why would you text your ex of 5 years? That's done.
That's your ex.
Even before he's like moved on with his wife to be, like,
right.
It's done.
Correct.
So yes, I saw that. And then another funny comment that Scooter made, someone asked what artist he would pick to build a new company around if he was to start one today in management or otherwise. And he said, I'm going to give you the soundbite you're looking for because I just can't help myself. The PR team is going to be like, what? I think the artist that's one that you should always bet on and is already a huge star and you can always bet on because they want it all the time and they do what it takes to be, you know, present all the time is Taylor Swift.
By the way, like, they can hate each other, but like still respect one another's hustle.
Yes, but this is a classic thing where it's like one party has moved on from the drama, like Kim saying we're all over it. Taylor will never.
But by the way, like in both situations for Taylor, like, it's very easy for the person who did that shit to you to be like, I'm over it. They're not the person who requires forgiveness, right? It's harder to move on when you are the one who was the injured party.
Yes, but I think actually in the Scooter situation,
he sees himself also as a victim.
Yes, one from like the social media tirade that it started when she said something about it and then like for his family and it just got really crazy. And then also like she then re-recorded all the albums and you know,
rendered his investment like completely useless.
Even though he did wind up selling it for $100 million to Shamrock.
Yeah, no, he did good.
Yeah, so but I think he's, you know, you can't live in the past unless you're tailored.
Yeah. No, one thing about Taylor Swift, like, she never gets over stuff.
There.
Dust collecting on my pinned up hair.
Yeah. So that's them.
That's that.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story?
Yeah, I did think that HBO Max documentary was like kind of like, it was giving the Janet Joplin autobiography.
Did
like
you
from
watch
30 Rock.
it?
No, like nobody was a part of it. Like they had no, I actually think, am I crazy? I was asked to be like a documentary like commentator on something.
Travis and Taylor.
Oh, it wasn't that one?
On Hulu. And they wound up using a clip from The Toast.
Oh, okay, great. Even
so
better.
cute.
I don't have to go to work. Okay, yeah. So I got confused. I thought maybe it was that one.
No. It's cute that his parents like watched it and told him to watch
and, like,
it.
protected him. Like, they have to see things before he's like, they're kind of like this barrier.
Yeah, or they're like, oh, there's something about our son. Press play. Actually, no, but it sounds like they told him to watch it because it wasn't as bad as he thought it was going to be.
Maybe they thought it was fair.
More fair than anything else that's out there. Because he said there's still a lot of stuff that they got wrong, but maybe it was better than anything. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
To me, like, the most interesting part of Scooter Braun is not the Taylor Swift saga. Like, what happened to all of his artists leaving him?
He moves on from managing.
I know, but like the company still exists and the company's huge. It was bought by this $1 billion company.
I think he just moved on.
Yeah, but like the business he built that like is a management company still very much exists.
Yeah.
It's nefarious in my opinion. And they all kind of went to the same place.
I don't see it as nefarious, but I also don't like think about it that much. So maybe it is. But I feel like people just like jump around. Someone's a good manager for something.
By the way, yes, people jump around. Like managers are like, you know, you have a new one every couple of years. Except like the relationship between like Justin, Ariana, and like Scooter.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story? Mm-hmm. You're ready for our fifth and final story?
Oh my God, am I okay? No, I'm seriously, like I told you, today is a Monday, Friday.
The answer to that question is never yes.
No, I'm not ready. Is it the fifth and final story that's brought to you by First Aid Beauty?
Yes, fab.
Don't let your daily moisturizer get away with the bare minimum. Do what we did and get the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream, the moisturizer that really works. First Aid Beauty is one of my favorite brands. You actually introduced me to it. I don't even know if you know that, like a million
years ago. Yeah.
Jaggie's like been OG on it. Their ingredients are just like fabulous. Their products are fabulous. They cover like all different types of beauty needs that you might have. So their Ultra Repair Cream is the daily upgrade that your skin deserves. It hydrates to repair the skin surface 2 times faster. It's powered by barrier building colloidal oatmeal, Jackie's favorite, transforming skin from dry and damaged to visibly strong and healthy in just 7 days. So the luxurious whipped texture absorbs into the skin without that greasy afterfeel, and it won't clog your pores. It's why I think it's the best moisturizer to put on under your makeup. Like it'll hydrate your skin, but sometimes a moisturizer can like change the texture of your skin that your makeup starts like peeling or getting crusty and like not staying on your face. It's a great cream for under your makeup. So end your dry skin cycle here and demand more from your moisturizer. Order First Aid Beauty's Ultra Repair Cream today. We're excited to share a special offer available right now just for our listeners. Get 20% off when you visit the exclusive link of firstaidbeauty.com/toast. Use our code TOAST, TOAST. First Aid Beauty is first, FIRST. AIDbeauty.com/toast. Don't wait. Get 20% off with promo code TOAST at firstaidbeauty.com/toast. Today's episode is also brought to you by Dreamland Baby. Isn't that correct, Jacqueline?
It is. So Dreamland Baby is a fantastic brand that I love so much for so many different products. So, of course, you guys know the weighted sleep sack and the weighted swaddle. That is great for baby sleep at all stages. When your baby's still swaddling, they have a weighted swaddle that does for baby what a weighted blanket would do for you. So reduces anxiety, promotes calm, promotes restfulness, better sleep, deeper sleep, which in turn means better and deeper sleep for you. They also have such great pajamas and just really everything that they have is really cozy. And that is so important to me as a mama to know that the PJs and the swaddle that like baby is in the coziest environment possible.
Only the best of the best for my boys.
Only the creme de la creme. That means cream.
In case you're tuning in from New Jersey.
In which case, how you doing? Jersey, how you doing? So Dreamland Sleep Saddles have a tagless design to avoid irritation. They have a 2-way zipper for easy diaper changes, especially those middle of the night changes. You definitely want to be zipping up from the bottom. It has CoverCalm technology, which evenly distributes the weight, and it is 100% soft and natural cotton. So we love these sleep sacks. When we made the transition from swaddles to sleep sacks, we still went with the Dreamland Baby ones because they are so good, they are so cozy, and the kids love them. So I'm excited because we have a fantastic code for you. If you go to dreamlandbabyco.com and enter our code TOAST at checkout, you will receive 20% off site-wide and free shipping. This offer is for new and existing customers. So stock up on some Dreamland Baby Co. products at dreamlandbabyco.com and enter code TOAST at checkout.
Thank you, thus swirl.
TOAST.
In case you forgot how to spell.
It's not TURT.
No.
Our fifth and final story, a little drama. There's always a little drama, isn't it?
Well, with who?
Well, there's just always a little drama, period.
No, like literally, I get no peace. My life is so full of drama. Like for real. I can't get a moment to myself.
Well, here's some interessant creator drama because Haliey Welch, aka Hawk Tuah, there's rumor going around that she is suing the people who interviewed her and created that viral interview. And she said that she's not, but she is calling them clout chasers. So Hawk Tuah shut down rumors that she was suing the creators of her viral Hawk Tuah interview. Their names are Tim and D TV, and they responded in a statement to People. So they're speaking out after Hawk Tuah shut down rumors that she was suing them. They said, quote, "As far as we know, that's her plan, to sue." The creators exclusively told People, claiming that she hired a second attorney who contacted them about sending a letter, adding that they are still waiting to hear back. So earlier this week, rumors began swirling that she was suing them after they alluded to it in a TikTok clip. In the clip, they also claimed that they would be dropping a backstory video on YouTube with all of the receipts. So the relationship between Hawk Tuah and these people has been like kind of interesting ever since they posted the video in June that shot her to fame, because, you know, they did that. But I think she was like kind of really embarrassed by the whole thing. She said she went into hiding. She was
drunk, and she like, if you actually listen to her talk, I actually just watched a video she did with Hannah Berner. She's really not like, I think when that video came out, everybody thought she was going to be like a Barstool Smoke show, like posing for Playboy. She's like literally not like that at all. She's like very demure and like from a small town and worked in a spring factory. And yes, I think she was very drunk. And I think that video, before like it ended up being a good thing for her, I think it like haunted her.
Yeah. And then I think once it really blew up, they were posting like more clips from the interview to sort of, you know, capitalize on that. So they said, she called them clout chasers on like when she was asked about it, but she said she was not suing them. But they said, "We've supported her from the beginning, even through negative comments. It's not fair for her to shed a bad light on us after we helped her become successful, but the truth will soon come to light."
You know what? I really could argue both sides of this. Like for these guys, it's like, look what we did. We gave her like a life, a career, you know, millions of dollars. She has tons of adoring fans. Like, if we want to post some outtakes, like we are allowed to do that, you know, and she willingly, consensually like sat for this interview. So, but on the other hand, it's like, all right, listen, you got your moment. Like, can you leave me alone, please?
Yeah. I don't think it's even like harsh to say that they were clout chasing. Like they got some clout with the one clip, so they chased some more clout. And that's also
right, which is kind of just the nature of the business.
Yeah,
like if I had a video that did really well and I had more footage from the interview, I would literally post more of it.
You would chase some more clout. It's
influencing 101.
It's pretty factual term. I don't think that she's making that up, but it is kind of weird that this is not that they were friends before, they were strangers, but now she's full-time content creator having a lot of success and doesn't like look fondly on them.
And her success also it's not what you would think it would be given what that video was. Like she's having a lot of success and she's not like an OnlyFans creator. She doesn't do the type of content that I think people would have assumed. She like rescues lots of animals and like interviews JoJo Siwa. Like really not what you would think the Hawk Tuah girl would be getting into. So it's clear that wasn't like an accurate representation of who she is, and the fact that like so many people saw her at a moment that maybe she's not proud of. Like I can understand her having like some hostility towards these guys, but at the end of the day, they did not do anything wrong.
Yeah, well, that we know of, but maybe more happened behind the scenes. They said receipts are coming.
Oh my God.
Show us the receipts. And what would she even be suing them for? Not that she said she's not suing them.
Right. But based on what we know,
right. We don't know enough.
They didn't do anything wrong legally. Like based on what we know.
Right. So just
this is just another opportunity for me to bring up that Talk To is the best podcast name ever created.
Yeah. It is.
And you know what? It's been a while since that video came out. Like she's still making news.
Yeah.
She, I think, has exceeded what a lot of people thought like her 15 minutes would be. Like she did a pretty good job and like aligned herself with interesting folks. Like she's a part of like Jake Paul's company. Like
Hawk Tuah is here to stay.
No, and you can't put Hawk Tuah in a box.
No, you can't. Could you ever?
I think those guys were trying to, and maybe that's why she wants to sue them. Get me out of this box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's time for Queenie and Weenie of the Week, our weekly segment where we dole out an award to two different people. Well, four, because Jackie and I both do it. To a Queenie of the Week and a Weenie of the Week, somebody who acted like a Queenie and somebody who acted like a Weenie. Now, this week is going to be a little different for me. Because as always, I got a hard time coming up with Weenie, but I always eventually find one, and then I have like a million options for Weenie, and I have to whittle it down. This week, like I actually had two Weenies I could not choose between.
Okay.
And I could not think of one person to be a Queenie. So instead, I'm doing 2 Weenies. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I have my Queenies. It's 2
Who is
people.
it?
I can't believe I sat on this information the whole episode, even though I got it this morning. Because this morning, my little sister, who DNS's me TikToks, sent me a TikTok that made my life complete. Because Ariel Frankel from The Bachelor and Jeremy Simon from The Bachelorette, he was the one who we're probably related to. His great-great-great-grandfather was the chief rabbi of Lithuania. He told Jen on their date and just like talked about how Judaism was really important to him and his family. But he's also like on The Bachelor, so like, what are you doing there? But we said there's also a Queenie, an absolute Queenie, Ariel Frankel from The Bachelor. I didn't watch her season, but she's a great follow. So I've always really liked her. And she's a gargy-pargy Jewess. And so we were
she's
saying
really
like,
sick looking.
they have to get together. They're 2 like proud, smart, attractive Jews. And she posted on TikTok, like they're on
hard launch.
Was it a hard launch? I don't want to get my hopes up, but like they did a fun TikTok sound about dating apps should just be called like what's left. And it was her talking and then it pans to him and he's like laughing.
By the way, for sure it was a hard launch. Like they were talking about dating and they were on a date.
This never happens to me.
It doesn't.
The list came true. And maybe this, I mean, it's such a good idea. It's Sparky Pilastri. They could have had the same idea that I had because it's just staring you in the face. But it literally, the nachas that I'm shepping, I am obsessed.
Okay, also speaking of, did you see Abigail and Noah from The Bachelor, like back in the day they got married to, like 3 days ago?
I did see.
So cute.
So cute. Like,
they're a cute couple.
Oh, the Bachelor. I have so many favorite Bachelor couples. You guys are nothing compared to Ariel and Jeremy Simon. Like now, I haven't even spoken about it. I'm elated.
She's kind of verklempt. Like
I'm
she's speechless.
Elated. I can't wait
is speechless.
to see more. And this is so beautiful. The Bachelor, like making a shidduch. Who would have thought?
No, that's huge. That's really huge for the community.
It is huge for the community. So mazel tov to the happy couple. I wish you a long and prosperous relationship.
And like we'll perform at the wedding. Like
yeah. And like not to make it about us, but just know like we're cheering.
We're here rooting for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a Queenie of the Week, so I'll just endorse yours. I think that's an amazing one. I love that.
Thank you so much.
My Weenie of the Week is twofold. Now, first, my Weenie is it's gonna be Flaw.
Very good.
Because the more I like sit and the more content of like Flaw's, she comes across and Flaw, by the way, is the reporter who started the Blake Lively stuff, and now she's trying again with Anne Hathaway, and Anne Hathaway's not having it. Like, the more I think about it, and the more content I see, like the more I'm really convinced that like she's a BFA. And were you the one who told me that like the video she posted of Anne Hathaway, literally the caption?
That's what I saw, but then I went to look for it and I didn't see it on her page. So,
okay, so
I don't know if someone else did that. So
okay. So all I have to say, like just based on the vibes, like I really do believe she's a bad faith actor.
Agreed.
And I am not into somebody who's like getting famous off the bones of other people. Like I think that's like actually the definition of weenie behavior.
Yeah, and stuff from like 12 years ago that Anne Hathaway said no twice 12 years ago.
Right. Like when you really boil it down, like the crime.
Anne Hathaway said no twice 12 years ago and take a sip of water and didn't want to sing.
Right. But she didn't want to sing after a long day.
12 years ago.
My second weenie, which like I couldn't let the week pass without just acknowledging. And by the way, I didn't make him one, but Liam Payne is obviously an honorable mention to the weenie.
That would have really summed up your week. Oh, Michael Bublé?
Michael Bublé.
Yeah, that also sums up your week.
Yeah, Michael Bublé is my weenie, like of every week. And I think moving forward, if I ever can't think of a weenie, which doesn't happen, he will kind of be my go-to. Like, I'll push the Michael Bublé button.
That's a good idea.
We need to like start talking about Michael Bublé again, you know, in a bad way.
Start making noise.
We let him just like get away with a lot.
Okay.
What about you?
My weenie is a group of people. I don't know how many people contributed to this decision, but I imagine it was like more than one. So I will say like the casting directors for Love is Blind DC.
I love this
because it's not one Love is Blind cast member. It's a lot of them. It's poor judgment from the casting directors. Also poor judgment from the people who decided that Brittany and Leo should not go forward, because you just see they announced the season 7 Love is Blind reunion and they used Brittany and Leo for the teaser. So they know that people are like very much curious about them.
But also weenie to the casting, but weenie to also to the contestants. Like I'm not following the show so closely anymore, but I'm still seeing a million TikToks and I'm letting it be spoiled for myself because I don't care. And apparently like Ramses and Marissa have such different opinions on like core major things like birth control, the military. She's literally in the military. Said, if you ever joined again, I couldn't date you. He's like a radical who like hates the military. So the fact that like she was able to make it out of the pods, get engaged to somebody, and they didn't cover like huge basic things. Weenie, I'm sorry, that's weenie behavior.
Yeah, I heard that they had like a really insufferable conversation. And even last night when I found myself with a spare hour and I was like, what should I watch? I did think about turning it back on, but I'm free. I'm not going back.
Yeah, don't go back. But basically, Jackie, he doesn't want to wear condoms because like it doesn't feel as good for him. And she's like not down to go on birth control. And so like here we are.
Yeah, let's talk about that. To me, like that's such a toxic male thing to say or do, to insist that someone go on birth control and literally like change their hormone composition, put chemicals in their
just so you don't have to put a rubber.
Right. Like, is he getting shit for that? Because he should.
He is. He's getting shit for literally everything he said. He also like said this, they met her friends, and her friends like are really level-headed. It's like nice to see somebody on the show like who is normal, because they're having this like kind of crazy conversation in front of the friends, and the friends are like, wait, what? Because he basically said like, if you ever rejoined the military, I could not date you.
But how could he even date her knowing that she was in the military and is proud of her service?
He secretly hates her for sure. And not only is she proud of her service, she like grew up in the military. She has like an enormous respect for the community. It's not just like this. I think some people go to the military to like pay for college. Like for her, it's like this deep thing. I think maybe her dad, someone was in the military. Like it's so much deeper than that. And he just like comes and like spreads his cheeks and takes a big shit on it because what? Because he's literally like a radical. Where did they find this guy? Like he's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. So I'm just going to say casting directors as a whole, like also you really fucked up.
Did you see Jared Freed's video? It like went really viral.
No.
He was like, okay, so he was just like, we're all watching Love is Blind, and like Ramsey's like, are we gonna talk?
He said it
about the two dreads, like just the two little dreads like hanging out the back of his head. And I was like, honestly, I wasn't gonna say it.
Claudia said I couldn't say it
because I'm like, I didn't know if it was like a I don't know, like I don't want to say anything offensive,
Claudia
but like I
couldn't say it.
I've never seen anything like that before. I'm like, let's not make fun of it because like you never know if it's like connected to something. But then Jared Freed said it. I was like, yeah, like it's just like this kind of like elephant in the room.
Sorry. And now like that he's a BFA, like he doesn't get the benefit.
Now he doesn't get our respect and our courtesy, knowing that he's like such a crazy motherfucker.
He doesn't get our courtesy. Wait, I have to see this video quickly.
Yeah, no, it went so viral. I didn't even see it on Jared Freed's page.
Jared Freed said, the Love is Blind producers should be ashamed of themselves. We need Brittany and Leo's Miami trip footage before we get to the reunion. He's so right.
Oh my God, Jackie's becoming a Jared Freed fan page.
Wait, I want to see.
I'll send it to you. Do you see it?
Can you say, no, send it to me. I'll watch it live just so that we can put a pin in
I
this.
saw it on Twitter, like not even in his account. Like it went really viral. It's going to take me a while to find it.
That is seriously.
I mean, just Google Jared Freed Ramses.
Yeah, so like, are we gonna talk about it?
Like, I'm not, because I don't know the significance of it, but like, I'm glad we're just like.
I think it's a style choice.
Okay.
And like,
obviously, like, there's nothing wrong with.
You would make fun of someone's pixie cut. Like,
I have made fun of someone's pixie cut many times.
It's just this week.
Just this week, Anne Hathaway.
So, yeah, you fumbled the ball. And I know they probably feel like it's still a win. Everyone's talking about the season. It's not good.
No, and I feel like there can really only be one couple that gets married.
The scientists?
Yeah. And apparently Tyler does share with Ashley A. in like the 9th episode that he was a sperm donor.
Well, yeah,
now we know that's not
the
true.
Terminology, he fathered 3 children.
Right, which, by the way, like a lot of people like sell their sperm. It's literally not a big deal. But he was like actively involved in these kids' lives up until last year.
No, it's good in the sense that it's vague terminology, because if he was a straight up sperm donor, like at the sperm bank, like they would say sperm donor. To father 3 children leaves it open to
like your friend needed sperm.
What level of participation? Are you a father or were you fathered?
And we'll just kind of leave you with that before Yom Kippur, okay? That is our show.
That is our show.
Why don't you wrap it up? Send everyone out. Like, you do it.
Guys, in my own earnest way, if I may.
Fine. Like, why do you always have to be different? Like, just do it.
Why can't I do it? I'll do it my way.
Hit it.
Thank you guys so much for listening to our show. We absolutely adore having you in our community. We hope you have a fantastic weekend. I mean that as an earnest plea. And if you are fasting and participating in Yom Kippur, we hope that it is a meaningful fast.
Yes.
We wish you all the best this weekend. We're sending you so much love. Just know that you are loved by us. Love ya. Bye.
Oh, okay.
That's all.